All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Tuesday stream. It's the Tuesday daytime stream. All right. So let's get this put together. Let's find more cards to grade. Okay, we'll also have it say new hot Magikarp break, live card shop. All right. For the thumbnail there, I did a little spread of some cards we're sending off to grade soon. All right, let's see. Oops. Let us go ahead and ping Discord. Yesterday, we picked up 21 subscribers in the nighttime stream. 21. That's like really impressive. That's better than the shorts sometimes. Depends on what shorts you're talking about. Some shorts do really well, but yeah, we're killing it, man. That was really nice. All right. Whoa, we've already got an order. What's this? Oh, it's Six's order from last night. Right. She placed that, and then Mr. Roel Campus wants 190 towards Slab Away. Ooh, yes, Slab. Slab Away. Hello, Magikarp break? Oh, I see it. Yes, here it is. The Magikarp break. It's a really nice card. Highly, highly, highly desirable. Already graded 10. Ready to go. All right, let me go ahead and click on a couple of these buttons. Okay. We're going to click on this as well. Closing that. Okay, we are good to go. Welcome to the Tuesday daytime stream. Let us begin by cracking a slab. Ooh, which one to crack? Probably, let's start with this guy right here. Let's take a picture. We're going to document that he's getting regraded. This card will be sent off to PSA or tag grading. Probably tag grading, because we get a special price with tag grading. All right, let's see. Under the regrades channel. PSA is good too. I don't mind PSA, but we're going to send them mostly poker cards. All right, we don't like the BGS 9.5. We don't like that grade. It's too ridiculous. People they don't spend money on 9.5s. That's just the truth. People spend money on 10s. Okay. You know, I didn't used to grade this much with BGS. BGS was a company I just didn't like that much, so I didn't bother grading with them for a while. Should have been grading with them the whole time, you know. Give yourself a chance for those Give a chance for those black labels. Those are important. Pokemon card community has decided black label is a big deal. So you gotta give yourself a chance to get those. But in this case, we got a 9.5, which means we're going to be regrading this card. These are encapsulated really well. It's a really strong seal on these. Let's try not to get plastic in my eyes. Remember, if you ever do this at home, don't get plastic in your eyes. You'll cut your eyes up. Wear protective eyewear. Oof. So the sides of the slab are pretty weak. It's like a lip. You can actually pull that forward and snap it off. Okay. Oh. So I got some news. Karis and I may end up staying in Lake of the Ozarks. Remember, that's always been an option, but I got some news today. In fact, it was today. And the news is that one of Karis's friends, who she really likes, she's coming out here to Lake of the Ozarks to potentially live out here. And I bet you if that happens, she won't want to leave. So she comes out Friday. Here we are. And I don't know how that'll change things. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm still open-minded to leaving just for tax reasons, but I know if her friend's out here and she actually stays out here, Karen's going to be like, I don't want to go. Here you are. Why opening the card cover? We plan on regrading. I got to have a new place to put this peeler. God, there's no better place. All right, put it back here again. So we're opening this because we're going to go ahead and regrade this card with a different company. It means we lost money the first time we graded this, but we're going to regrade it. We really want a 10 to come out. Okay, there it goes. Lovely. TRG, Law Mister, all that jibber jabber and research is true, but remember, I always said that Missouri could be a place we stay. What are the upsides to Missouri? A tax rate of about 5%, not as good as a no-tax state. However, we got this very, very good lake house for only $650,000. And when I research other places that we want to go, and I look at the cost of their lake houses, to get this same lake house, we'd have to spend around $1 million. And so they just cost more. Even simple homes in places like Reno, Nevada, or Carson City cost in the $1 million range. So you kind of have to be wealthy and take on a huge loan. And you know, when you take on a huge loan, you're really paying interest on that loan for years. So Missouri is a place where you can afford a high quality home at a low price. And it doesn't have the insane taxes of Texas either. Texas, you know, when you buy a home there, you got to pay a massive 2% tax on it. It's crazy. We just don't have that out here in Missouri. It's not a thing. Maybe because not so many people are flooding into Missouri. I don't know. But so we have this beautiful lake. And also seeing that lake in Dallas and comparing it to ours, you realize, whoa, Lake of the Ozarks, beautiful. You realize it's really pretty. And it's just sort of like a hidden gem, to be honest. Like there's places that are still learning about Lake of the Ozarks. Here it is. It's a little bit of a hidden gem. Not so much anymore with that TV show, but the TV show doesn't really capture the actual beauty of the lake. So I would argue it is sort of unknown still. Opening that seems risky. Have you ever damaged a card? I sure have, Mr. TK Tragedy. It takes a lot of practice and experience to do it consistently well. So if you ever crack one of these, you do risk it breaking. Absolutely. Is 6 here? Oh, 6. 6 is not here? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab these 3 packs. Here we are. And I'm going to wait till 6 gets here, and then I'll open them. We'll put them in her bag. Just realized that Tag 10 Jungle EVI 1 in the lives is Pop 1. Nice, dude. Nice. Look at that. Here's a nice stamped card. We could crack that, too. We could crack this one. Jimmy could crack corn, and I wouldn't care. Okay, so Mr. Roel, $190 towards slab away. It'd be cool if when you guys made a slab away payment, I could actually show the slab. That'd be neat. But that would be too difficult as well. But it says here he has 2 top slabs. 2 top slabs. He has $190 remaining. Boom. Ooh, it'd be nice to price up some top slabs today. Okay, we got... video cannot be monetized. That's too bad. All right. And let's see. Mr. Team Rocket Grunt, 1 in the hot Magikarp break. Yeah, I figure the Magikarp break might definitely move quickly. By the way, guys, we also have a new Jumbo Pack break. Here it is. We made this last night, and a guy bought it outright, so we made a second one using the exact duplicate packs. But yeah, we made this, and a guy immediately bought the whole thing for $160. You can always do that when it comes to a break. He bought all 4 spots because he thought it was really cool. And then he didn't even have me open it. He wants me to ship it to him unopened. So he wants to open that at home. And there's a real thing there where people really enjoy a big mixture of packs. It's just kind of fun. All right. Victory Road CLT, you in Charlotte. What? Chinese 151 Surprise still have spots? Yes, it does. I welcome you to join it. There you go. I'm in that break because I want a chance for the Gengar. Here it is, 151 Surprise Case Break. It is 6 people deep. It's $200 a box. I haven't checked the price on it in a long time. I don't know if it's going up, if it's going down. But that is a very important one, everybody. Okay, we have Mr. Mike Side, who also wants into the Magikarp. Here goes. So we got 2 more people in this Magikarp now. Okay. Do you have any Evangelion? Oh, that's so crazy that you would ask about Evangelion. I ran in to a Evangelion card set, and I was tempted to buy it, but I didn't. So I ran into one recently, and I was like, that would be an interesting thing to grade. But you want Junji Ito Magic the Gathering cards. Wait, there's an Evangelion Magic the Gathering cards? I never heard of that. And then Junji, I never heard of that either. Oh, maybe Junji's the one that's the Magic the Gathering one. I'm Mooresville. What? Let's see. So, what's next? We have an order from... You paid Casey's. I took Karis out to eat to the gas station. That's what you do when you live in the middle of nowhere. No, but Casey's Pizza is legit, man. It's not the best. It's not as good as Pizza Hut or Domino's or any of them. But it's like, it's also better than like frozen pizza. So we drove up to Casey's and got a slice of pizza. Have you guys ever done that? Let me know if you're white trash and you go to Casey's for pizza. You go there and you always feel like you're like, okay, I'm poorer now that I've walked into this building, right? It feels that way when you go to Casey's. We have a real hillbilly Casey's out here. To think, a Pop 1 tag popped out of a $5 Shuffles. It is pretty cool. We like the Shuffles. I think we've handed out a bazillion slabs that way. Do you guys want to see what's in the Poke Shuffles currently? Here are the Pokemon Shuffles. Are you ready for it? All right, these you could pull any of these for $5 in the Poke Shuffle. Topps card. It's not bad. Dark Flareon, 40 bucks. Mega Venusaur, 2 Bulbasaurs, graded 10. Those are nice. We've got a Master Ball Sylveon. This is a no rarity Dratini. It's actually pretty desirable. This is from Team Rocket Returns. I wrote it down as a chase card. This is a... Oh, nice. This is a Poker Jolteon, and it replaces what used to be a Cubone, but this is worth 120. Okay, here's a nice Zapdos 10. Here is an EV10. Zapdos 10, Master Ball Dusclops. Here's an Altart Giovanni. Classic Collection Zapdos, Vendor Series Pidgeotto. PSA 10, that's cool. That says it was priced on 125. It's probably worth more than 150 now. Here's a Raichu, a Square Cut Off-Center Nidorina, Rainbow Dragonair, Porygon, Gardevoir 10, Palafin 10, and this really cool Legendary Collection Beedrill. Oh, that's nice. I thought that Zapdos got pulled. Did it? There might have been 2 in there. You never know. Sometimes I grade more than one of the same card. That's how the 2 Bulbasaurs got in there as well. Those are nice. So all kinds of cool things in there. I'm sure that Beedrill wasn't very expensive when I put him in there. He might be more expensive nowadays. Nobody's pulled him so far. Well, it doesn't surprise you because there's like a million items all the time in the box. So here is a signature card. This is the Waifu Shuffle. You could pull these out of the Waifu Shuffle for just 20 bucks. That's a $255 signature. That's big. Here's a Princess Bubblegum, Cat Girl. Man, she's got curves, man. Here's another girl with curves. They're cheaper, though. But here's a signature for 200. Nessa, another curvy girl. This girl, here's... So the Waifu Shuffle is all about sexy girl cards. And they tend to be already graded 10. It is. There's some nice, you know, $60, $40 cards in here. But then there's also some really kind of important signature cards. Look at that one. Yeah, dang, dude. Okay, that's from Rent a Girlfriend. Okay, so there's a signature, and that could be regraded. Needs to be regraded. Got a 9.5 with VGS. Yuck. Here's a couple more. Wow, that's crazy looking. More boobies, and... Okay. So there you have it. That is what's in the girl box. So for 20 bucks, you might pull one of those cards, but remember, your odds are always based on the price. So let's say I put this in the box for 60 bucks. So your odds are 1 in 3 in that, you know, for that range of that card. This is 200. So your range is 1 in 10 for this guy. And it averages out. This one's really pricey. Let's say I put this in for 260. Well, that's 1 in 13. That means 12 cold ones have to be pulled before this hot one gets pulled. So it can be tough in there. It's important to have the correct expectations so that, you know, when you miss, not if you miss, but when you miss, you don't go, oh. You go, oh, yeah, that's expected. All right, there we go. Somebody's going to miss, but somebody's also going to strike gold. That's what we like about the Waifu Shuffle. Cool. So, I need a rewind. Hi, I'm a lesbian. and I came to watch anime girlfriend cards. This has got to be a fake person, right? Wait. Let's see. Might be real. Okay, maybe a real person. It's just kind of an odd comment is all it is. All right, let me jump back over here. Let me close this. All right, I don't know why I'm bored. You're bored? Well, this is a good place to be if you're bored, because we talk about things and we open cards. Hello, Mr. How are you doing today? Just sent in a ZELLE order. That's Michael Pettiford. Hey, what's up, Mr. Michael? Mark Valerian says 3 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghost of the Pastas. Let's get it. Ghost of the Pats. There we go. Do you have any jumbo pack break going? Yeah, we just set this one up last night, in fact. Here it is. Actually, we set it up. Somebody bought the whole thing, and then we set it up again. So there we go. Using the exact same pack compilation. So that is ready to be joined. There we go. All right, we'll toss this over here. And here is Mark J. Valerian picking up these 2 packs here. Very nice. Hey, what's up, Mr. Radetzky? I think Radetzky doesn't like me. He thinks I'm a jerk or something. Here we are. Poor Radetzky. Ooh, look at these guys. Beautiful. We're doing pretty good, Radetzky. We're about to hit 100K. We get about 600,000 views per month. My sales are just about the same as always. They've never fallen. Sales are the same. We host 2 streams, a nighttime stream and a daytime stream. And last night we picked up 21 subscribers in our recent live stream. 21. That was one stream, 21 subscribers. We're doing quite well. All right, let's see. But I don't think you want to hear that because I think you don't like me. But here we go. Let's see. There we go. There's the views for this month. Are you ready? 628,000 views. And look at that. It says about the same as usual. That's about the same as you. That means we did 500,000 views last month. Last 28 days. That's pretty good. Not bad at all. It says here we received 43,000 views in the last 48 hours. Wow. It's crazy when you look at it. It's not bad at all, man. Hey, mister, how many packs come in the Magic Custom Booster? Are they all the same amount, or do the different sets have different amounts? The Magic Customer Booster. I'm a bit confused. Could you give me more details? Sure. All right. So I'm going to bop out of here and open these up for Mr. Mark. 100K subs. We doing it. Well, you know, we split the streams up. We used to do one very long stream. And also, back in the day, I had 0 competitors. You have to understand, TikTok Shop didn't exist, Whatnot didn't exist. There was no one else doing this on YouTube. It was just me. I had no competition. And years and years ago, I would get really big views. We just hosted one stream, one big stream, and there were these horrible wait lines to get your packs open. It'd be like 2 hours long, 3 hours long, and again, no competition. So you jump in the future, there is so much competition. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's doing this exact thing. You got 1 million competitors, and the cost of the product has gone way up. I can't obtain product cheaply anymore. I don't think anyone can. And it's just harder than ever now, you know? Like, people used to come in here and buy booster packs, fresh Pokemon booster packs, brand new, latest set, $4 English, $4 a pack, crazy. Nowadays, you'd be lucky if you get $4 for the Japanese packs. And it's just really rotten that way, and it sucks. But that's what the hobby's turned into. It's gotten really kind of expensive. And again, and now everybody and their grandma wants to do it. People are building up big audiences for themselves. Good for them. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, actually. Competition is good. It drives prices down. And it gives you choice, gives you options. And so there's lots of guys on all kinds of websites. There's eBay Live now. But I think we have hammered out a really good brand over these last 7 years. I've stuck really hard to my quality service as best as I can do it for one person because it's just me. And yeah, we've had enormous success. I don't really see it changing. We are. All right, Mr. Mark. Very nice. Let's get this in your bag. No crazy ghost rare this time. You're almost ready for a second bag. We've been doing a fantastic job. You know, another really interesting thing, we have a very good community because we got people who have been here for years who come back and say hi all the time. And I feel like that's something you can't mimic. You know, you can't recreate that overnight. It's hard to recreate a community like that. So we have a very nice thing going on. People who know each other, that kind of stuff. All right, I actually missed those times. Yeah, it was cool. Sometimes we would get like viewership up to like 200, 250. We got more viewers back then. We get maybe less viewers now, but we're hitting around peak concurrent, maybe 100 to 120. But again, you've got to remember, we do split our stream up in half. So we do one daytime, one nighttime. And in my opinion, that probably does affect our total view count because some people only watch daytime, and then some people only watch nighttime, and then there's some crossover too. So our real number, if people strictly adhered to like a single stream that we hosted, our real number might be more like 150, or maybe if we're doing really good, maybe 175. I don't know. But you gotta imagine the two streams split people apart. The other thing is we stream too much almost. So I stream so dang much, and you know, if we streamed maybe like 4 or 5 times a week, everyone would be forced to show up for those, you know, fewer streams. You know, so fewer streams, 4 to 5 a week. You'd be like, well, I don't want to miss the stream. I'm going to go to it. So we host so many streams. We host a total of 12 streams per week. Did you guys know that? It's a total of 12. That's a lot. And it really gives people the ability to just show up for one of them and ignore the rest. Or you know what I mean? It spreads people about. But when you look at our real numbers, 620,000 views in a month, 28 days. That's good data. That's very good data. All right, let's get it going. And if I could show you my sales, your eyes would pop. All right, let's see. So we have Mr. Zach. He says, Jumbo Pack Break. Hell yeah, dude. All right. We are not doing so bad on card sales at all. No way, if only daytime got more time, we'd win for sure. For Magic the Gathering, says Mr. Trickster, you would like Magic the Gathering packs. And how can I help you with the Magic the Gathering packs? You said you were looking for something in particular. What were you looking for? There it goes. Yeah, we don't do bad. Is it inappropriate to share sales figures? You know, I don't think people always share their sales data. I kind of kept it private for a long time. I don't know. Is that something that's okay to share? I don't know what the etiquette for it is. Let's see. It says here, in 30 days, 27,000 sales on PayPal. That's 30 days. PayPal only. That doesn't count CASHAPP, VENMO, ZELLE. We don't really get too many crypto sales. That's not bad at all either. And it's been that way for a while. So we get just about the same amount all the time. So that's not bad at all. Don't do it. All right, so let's see. Now, that doesn't mean I'm like super, super, super wealthy because some of that's profit, some of that's taxes, some of that's the cost of the, well, most of it's the cost of the product. Some of that's going to be processing fees. Some of that gets paid out to Mike's side. Some of that gets paid out to Miss Alexis. And so it gets divided a little bit. But really, that's not bad. It's not bad. You also have to spend that much, by the way. So if you see a number like 27,000 in 30 days, guess what I did? I spent like, I don't know, $20,000 on Pokemon cards in the last month. And so you spend a lot of money to make that number happen. So you have to spend a huge amount and then offer a huge amount and then hopefully it sells. Because if it doesn't, you just get this big backstock. And which that happens. So we get product that doesn't sell and then now I've just got product piling up. Michael Pettiford, box of the Korean, White Flare. Ooh, White Flare, a whole box of it. Let's go grab it. Okay, so ta-da! But that's not bad. That's a kind of a career right there. Just selling Pokemon cards, basically. But we sell all kinds of special things that you're not going to get anywhere else. We offer middleman serving. We offer, you know, if you have a special moment, it gets turned into a cool clip. Mike's side's been killing it the last month. He's like cracking the code a little bit on the shorts, and I was kind of hoping he would, because I remember doing that with the TheCardconomist channel myself. You sort of crack a code, like you discover something works really well, the views start rolling in a little more, you know. And so I think Mike's side's been figuring it out a little bit. He's getting closer to what the algorithm wants, and you see that show up in the data. All right, it's a very exciting thing, by the way. It's very motivating because it makes your hard work feel more rewarding. Here we are. Mr. Don't See Me. It's 6. All right, 6 is here. We got your packs here, Miss 6. We're ready to open them. Ooh. Ready? All right. Very nice. But I don't know how my sales compare to other rip and shippers. They might be spanking my booty cheeks. They might be doing better. And actually, that's not the full number. If you recall, you know, we don't just receive payments strictly on PayPal. We receive them on other platforms as well. And so I don't know the actual figure. We are, unless I were to ask my accountant to show me. And accounting costs like $700 a month. So you got to pay for the accountant, you got to pay for boxes, you got to pay for markers, you got to pay for stickers, you got to pay for penny sleeves. There you go. And then you work all day long too. That's the other part to all this. You just work all day long. So that number wouldn't be possible if I took too much time off. If I took time off, I couldn't make that number happen. The number happens because I work 7 days a week, every single week. All right, here goes, Mr. Michael. The shorts are great. I value the edits and the subtle sound effects. You ready? Ooh. All right. Oh, we've got Hot Dragon. Oh, where's the lamb sauce? Yeah, it's like a lamb sauce. You know? So you're going to get High Dragon, the sock puppet Pokemon, out of this box. But maybe there's a good AR around the corner. But yeah, so that's the secret of this channel, is we have not been doing too bad for a while, which you might have known that based off of some of the cards I've collected over the years. It's like, well, you know, and that's what we do with the money. If you were to look into my account, my cash account, we don't sit on very much cash, is the truth. We sit on Pokemon cards because I have a strong belief in Pokemon card hodling. Whoa, look at that Drudicon. And that has so far played out well. Like the recent news on the Phantom Flames booster boxes, selling for like $13,000. I bought a whole case of those for $8,000. 6 boxes, $8,000 in the past. And I just have one case of it. But, you know, I'm sitting on that case and thinking, wow, each box of that case might be worth around $13,000 now. That's a big deal. And so it's all kind of played out, and I'm just in a nice position, sort of. It's like my day-to-day, I just work all day long. I don't spend a lot of money. I don't buy jewelry. I don't buy nice clothing. I don't go to the movie theaters. I don't do anything. I just work. And as for all that supposed value, all that supposed cash, let's say the Pokemon market were to pop and just never recover. Well, then I'm not a rich guy. I'm actually pretty poor because I don't have a lot of cash. I have a lot of Pokemon. So it's still a gamble to this day. That's a gamble. It's a gamble to have all your money in Pokemon. It's a gamble that's been playing out, but if it were to go bad, then I lose. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm heavily invested in the product that I sell because I believe in it. Here's Swaddle. Ooh. Here's Samurott Whimsicott. He means Phantom Forces. What did I say? I said Phantom Flame? Oh my gosh. It's because we have the new Phantasmal Flame. My brain mixed the names up. My bad. If I ordered some Tarkir Dragonstorm, how many packs would go with one order? Oh, so you're wondering what the price is per pack. Well, the price listed in the menu is for one booster pack at a time. That is the answer. Ooh, Blitzel. You deserve an eye-watering, expensive Disney World trip. Nah, I couldn't handle that, going to Disney. You're talking about a punishment, dude. That's a punishment. We are Reshi Ram. There we go. Hope you are well. Hey, it's Coeli. Coeli DeVille. How's life, Coeli? All right. Haha, I'm Poop Distributor. Imagine in my city they hate the Bruins, but I'll still walk up in a bar with the Bruins cap on. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Really cool Blitzel pull. It is cool. Do you happen to have any PSA Gengars available? I could make one a red label card. I could see myself red labeling a Master Ball Gengar. We are. Okay. Ooh. Let's grab your bag, Mr. Michael. Some months are pretty bad for sales too, by the way. You know, the summer months are never that good. We are starting to head into the winter months. Those tend to be a little better. And then the very best months for Pokemon sales, believe it or not, is January, after Christmas. You would think it's Christmas, but it's after Christmas. And you know why? People start to get their tax returns. Also, that's the harshest time period during winter. People are real bored in the winter. So the tax returns start coming in, and people start spending those tax returns. We are. It's tax return season. Begins in January when the weather's really bad, and people are so bored, and they go, man, I just want to open some Pokemon. Here's Miss Six. All right, so Six. She's jumping in that beautiful Magikarp break. Magikarp. Got to go back to the Gengar store, mister. Yeah, it is. All right. I play Puck. Okay, you ready? Snipping this. Snipping this. And snipping this. July's been consistently bad for Pokemon for some reason. Yeah, everybody goes out and plays. It's the best time of the year for a lot of states. Any cold weather state loves July. And hot weather states, maybe not as much, but there's a limited number of hot weather states. There's a whole bunch of cold weather states. There we go. And Drillbur, Zekrom. Ooh, Zekrom. There we go. No Victini in this round, Miss Six. Sorry. Maybe in the next box. You never know. You never know. Okay. Look at that Zekrom. He's so cute. So now we have this guy popping back to the front because Miss Six is jumping in. So here's a break going off. That means 3 spots remain on this Magikarp break. If you've never watched a break, if you're new and you've never watched a break, you might see one go off in this daytime stream. All right, cool. So, William Wafter, he says 2 packs of Weiss Disney Blau. Oh yeah, the Disney Blau. So people saw me put that into the jumbo pack break, and I think it like triggered them and made them go, oh, wait a second, that's a cool set. So here it is. I don't know how much of this I have left. I think it's almost sold out. Like, I don't think I have a lot of boxes left. Disney Blau. I spent too much. I gotta slow down. I hear you, Six. All right. Ooh, the Fox guy. So you got the stamped Fox Man. Okay, and pack number 2. The sisters. You got the Fox guy twice. They are. All right. The ultimate furry set. Mr. William Wafter, let me grab your bag. Let's see. Where would it be? Wouldn't it be in here? Aha. Jaha. Ooh, I wonder if we're close to our tag submission from earlier being complete. You know, they did mention that they thought they could get it done really fast. I want to see what it looks like. Let me hit refresh on it. It says order prep. Oh, it says it was received on 9/5, so it's only been 11 days. That's not very long, is it? All right. I'm all excited to see if it's a fast flip. Okay, now we have... oh, here it is. So Michael Pettiford, you did a request, which you canceled. Let's see. Oh, my university wants me to come back as an alumni. Dear alumni. Michael Pettiford, 10 Korean rocket packs. That'd be interesting. I don't think any of my classmates would return. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, what's up, Mr. Ivan? Throwing that away. And pulling another box. Oh, yeah. Very good. So what's any good movies or TV shows coming up that you guys are looking forward to? I feel like I have nothing to watch on television. I think I'm going to officially stop playing Night Rain, too. You know, I was playing Night Rain for a little while, and I was having fun, but they released a new game mode, And I ultimately feel that it's not a very good game mode, and so I feel like there's no reason to play anymore. We are. It's just like this game mode where if you win, it gets progressively harder, but not in a sophisticated way. The boss just becomes a bigger bullet sponge, and he deals more damage too, and I'm just like, that's lazy. So I didn't want, I'm like, I'm done with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you ordered 10, correct? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alien Earth on Hulu. Tron Ares. Oh, man, you know that movie's going to suck. That movie's going to be so mid. I saw multiple new trailers for that, and my feelings on it, ultimately, it's going to be so mid. It's so obvious. So it's going to be another... You know what? The feeling was that it's going to be another Disney Marvel movie. That was the exact feeling. Fun for the whole family. It's not going to be daring. It's not going to be edgy. It's not going to be mentally stimulating. It's just going to be, what if computers were in our world? And yes, we did get some new Nine Inch Nails music from that, which is cool. But it's not his best music. The single he released is not one of his best. And there's probably going to be some more Nine Inch Nails style music. You know, they'll probably have some, probably some scenic soundtrack style music. But I think we've already probably heard the brunt of the catchy stuff. And yeah, I don't have my hopes up. I'm betting on it being bad, okay? That's my bet. Tron Legacy is a masterpiece. The one before it, right? I actually tried to rewatch that with Karis, and when it came out, I was a bit young when I watched it when it came out, and it was cool. But however, if you rewatch it, you realize it's so bad because the acting from the main character is really crummy. He's a terrible actor. The movie has almost no substance to it, almost none. He's just like a male model who got into the role with no acting skill, and the whole show is all style, no substance. All style, no substance. Now, of course, the music is fantastic. So you really come for the music. It's like a prolonged music video. Fantastic. And also, they introduced like all this new, like the old Tron was kind of ugly. The new Tron's all sleek and sexy and just very vibrant and beautiful and cool and technological. So all that's a lot of fun. Tron Ares won't do that. Tron Ares, they've already done that trick. They've already played that trick. And so there's going to be some Nine Inch Nails music, and it's going to be a really bad story again, and Jared Leto's going to be pretty mid, and the whole thing's going to be mid. That's my bet. It's not going to be edgy. It's going to be family-friendly. Like in Star Wars, remember Star Wars used to like cut people's hands off and heads off and all this crazy stuff? And then Disney got a hold of it, and it's like, now you got flying Starship Troopers and stuff. They fly now? I have a strong feeling that's what Tron Ares is about to be. It's about to be that, but maybe not so severe, but it's going to be something like that. It's not the feeling I got from the additional trailers. Did it give me something like Logan's Run feeling? No. Did it give me like a sci-fi movie that blows your mind? No. It definitely felt more like a musical soundtrack set to sort of like some stylish, already made up Tron stuff that we've already seen in the past. I don't see the innovation. I don't see it. So I don't know. Will I be invested in Jared Leto's character? I will not. I probably won't be. I'm an AI software, but I want to be a real boy. I'm a real boy. Here we are. Phantasmal Gains. I can't look at a chest burster the same way after seeing Spaceballs. Let's see. That was my whole plan, but I can't act in blinking ugly. What? I tuned out. All I heard was nerd talk. Phantasmal Games. Only 3 spots on the Magikarp. They need a new Mad Max. They did make a new Mad Max. It was called, it was the one with the sexy girl in it. And it bombed at the box office. I watched it. I actually watched that one. And I thought she did well. And I thought the movie was pretty decent. It's kind of like a love story, actually. And I hated the bad guy. The villain was the worst part. But overall, I thought it was okay. And then it bombed at the box office, the end. So, all right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Here we have Mark J. Valerian for one more pack of Ghost of the Pasta. Okay. Did you like any movie from Robert Redford? So sad he passed. I heard about that. Robert Redford passed. However, I have no clue who that is. Here, look it up. I heard about that, and it seemed to be a big deal, but I have no clue who Robert Redford is. I'm very bad with movies, actually. American actor and filmmaker. I don't know what movies he was in. Born in Santa Monica, California. Died in Utah. He was in Butch Cassidy, Indecent Proposal, The Way We Were, Out of Africa, The Horse Whisperer. That's definitely a girl's movie. The Sting, Jeremiah Johnson, 3 Days. So he's a bit of an older actor. And he was in Captain America Winter Soldier. I'm just looking. It looks like he wasn't in a single movie that I ever watched. He was in Charlotte's Web 2006. I don't know if I watched that even. Yeah, I'm afraid I've never seen him. There we go. But, you know, I feel bad for him. He did live a full life. Actually, I probably assume he lived a extra special kind of life, you know. Okay. Move the Natural was an epic movie. I could have went deeper. It was terrible. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Let's go ahead and open this. You should see The Natural. It's a good movie. Here's some cold ones. Haha. I really struggle with movies. You know that? I really struggle. I really do. There we go. Hard to get me interested in movies. It's hard to get me, like, emotionally invested into a character. That's the problem. I can't get emotionally invested. I see they're struggling, and I say, who cares? Or I see that they're supposed to become like a hero, and I go, I bet they'll become a hero. And then they do, and I go, that's what was going to happen. And then the thing happens, and then it's over. And it's like, I don't feel like I learned anything. There we go. All right. My brain is looking to be stimulated, but the movies don't do it. Here's Michael Pettiford. He says, for a bag sort and 2 Black Flame Korean packs. So we just had a couple of these left. I think I'd like to give you the rest of them. Watch the Demon Slayer movie. I've never watched any Demon Slayer anything. So if I watched a Demon Slayer movie, it wouldn't make any sense to me because I don't know any of the characters. I don't know what I'm cheering for. All right, here it is. So Black Flame getting removed. He's out of here. Wow. There you go. Now, Mr. Michael wants that. He also wants a bag sort. We're going to give you all these packs. Thanks, Michael. Watch the show. It's actually very, very good. It is. All right. So what makes the show good? He's got a sister, and she's like a demon or something. But she has a scroll in her mouth, and that's why she's not a demon. And he's got to, like, stop the demon problem. The end. Here's the windmill. Darkrai. Darkrai. Ooh. Ooh. Nezuko is my favorite. Nezuko is the only one who matters. Hey, it's Miss Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Saw the news on how the guy pissed in the movie watching the Demon Slayer movie. Like, what the heck? What? What are you talking about? Oh, the one guy who got beat up by, like, the father? Is that what you're talking about? I didn't know that was in the Demon Slayer movie. Is that real? Lots of exposition and hand-holding in modern storytelling. I think that storytelling kind of tells a story about good and evil. And nowadays, I'm too fast to follow the logic. You can actually just have, like, sit down and have a discussion about good and evil with me. I don't need, like, a movie to sort of emotionally hook me or, like, you know, manipulate my emotions into feeling one way or another about it. It's really hard to do that. And now you can just talk philosophy. You can just talk about the philosophy behind the ideas, and I'll just be, like, following that and having fun. And it better be some tricky philosophy, too, because otherwise I don't care, because I've already talked about it all too much. But that's what most stories are. It's just it's a logical conversation. All stories are a logical conversation about good and evil in the world. And modern movies are mostly a logical conversation about modern politics. And the take is typically, you know, here's our political beliefs and why they're good and bad, and your political beliefs are the bad ones, and ours are the good ones. And then that's super boring. And I understand both sides very rapidly anyways. So I just really struggle with that. So, Mian Xiao, you got a lot of ARs in here. Here's a Master Ball, Swanna, Gumshoes, Tyranitar. Wheezing Garbodor. Here's the Clown. Garbodor but twice. Pack Rat or something like that. Let's see. Oh, Altart. Hydreigon Altart. Good. Blitzel. Swaddle. Swanna. Drudigon. Good. Okay. Meowth. Good. Okay, you got your Meowth. Zamazenta. And there you have it. So you got a lot of cards. You got a lot of holos on this pile. A lot of non-holos on this pile. But these 3 cards will be the ones that you're interested in grading, Mr. Michael. Take a look at that. You got a little Hydreigon sock puppet. And you got the Drudigon looking like Drudigon. And you get the Meowth looking like Meowth. So that's what I would be looking into. I wish I had a Demon Sister. Yeah, I see how it is. Step bro. I'll save you, stepsister. Okay, can you show off the brakes? I feel like we've shown off the brakes a lot. They haven't changed. The only thing that's changed is we now have an additional brake. It's the Jumbo Pack brake is ready, and we now have a Magikarp brake. So there's a new brake, Magikarp. All the other brakes are the same. We are. Unless you haven't been here in like a month. Mr. Nathan. Mister, I'd like to give away all the holos. Oh, that is so nice, dude. That is so nice. You know why that's so nice? Because now I don't got to ship them. Now your bag's smaller. It fits in the box better. And now I save $1 or $2 on shipping as well. Oh, hey, that's Radiohead playing. I wonder if I would get demonetized for that. I bet you I will. Should we test it? No, we shouldn't test it. It's going to demonetize us for sure. I love this song, though. It's called A Hairdryer. That's the name of the song. You should listen to it. It's cool. Okay, but we're going to skip that because we don't want to deal with YouTube demonetizing us. It probably already did. Let's pop these into a separate bag, and then let's go through this pile one more time, make sure we're not missing anything. All right, can I keep all my ARs and Master Balls and give away the holos and non-holos? This is Michael Pettiford. All right. We're going to put this in here like this. So this was a bag sort, everybody. We're going to say MP hits. Good. So those are what I consider the hits. Set that in there. And then we don't want to grab anything that isn't a holo real fast, like this guy. Jellicent. We don't want Jellicent. We don't want Reshiram. Those are yours. Let's see. I think we got it all. Nope. Here is a Keldeo. Okay, here's a Hydreigon. Here's a Whimsicott. All right, and there we have it. Nice. What do you think about adding the brakes to the menu? It would be a little bit of a pain, but it might help move them. We have something like that already in the Discord server, but no, it truly would be too much of a pain, so we don't have them in the menu. It would eat up a lot of room in the menu, so it would displace something. Something would have to come off of the menu. Look at that, Michael. Thank you so much. Look how limited the amount of room in this box was. It was literally full because of those holos, and those holos are removed now, and now there's space again. How crazy is that close? Ugh. All right, cool, man. That's because there's always like a million holos in these bags, you know. So that is completed. Let's take these off the table. Bye. You guys might have missed this beautiful Crystal Guardians Dusclops Pop 16 that's now available. Here is a cheap Iron Thorns, and here is a Zapdos for 150. We're going to take a picture of that now. Okay. Actually, I think we should take 2 pictures. So I think this should just be a picture of the expensive cards. Under Pricey September, we're going to zoom in and take a pricey picture of these guys. Okay, good. Character limit in the menu. Gotcha. I know they are in Discord, but a lot of people aren't in it. Just an idea. Yes, there is a character limit for the description. So we would have to remove all this other stuff in order to fit the brakes in. But the brakes are cool. And they don't change too fast, you know. So if you saw that we had this Master Ball Gengar, he's the same card every time, you know. He's not gone anywhere. Let's see. Let's see. It looks like we're out of orders. It's 5:22 p.m., so we got plenty of time to hang out with each other. We're not out of time at all. So if you're looking to open some cards, participate in some breaks, or do anything at all, just let me know. Let's go ahead and crack this out of its holder real fast. I'm going to get that done while we're waiting. So I want this card sent off to Tag or PSA as well. I like my Nestle Crunch. Nestle Crunch. Under regrades. Take a picture. And this will say to Tag. I think Tag grades these. Is Scyther Gym Battle still on the table? Yes, Scyther Gym Battle right here. There it is. He's pretty neat. Nice. Yeah, I broke this corner off. I just ripped it off. I wonder if I should just go in from there. You know? Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that's such a good idea. I feel like it really holds on, actually. Ah, okay. So... get this guy out of here. The sleeve in the BGS holder actually makes it a little easier to crack because the card's a little bit protected in that sleeve, you know? And so it seems like you can be a little rougher with the BGS cards when you're cracking them because you get punished a little less. Okay. BGS 9.5, aka a regrade. Too bad BGS doesn't have like an option to just not encapsulate it if it's going to be 9.5. Or maybe they do and I just don't know. Save us all a lot of trouble, maybe. Okay. What do you guys think? Do you guys tend to just get rid of your BGS 9.5s? The fact that almost all these will regrade into PSA 10 is really frustrating. Almost all. Not all, but almost all. Means that I never should have sent these to BGS in the first place. They should always have gone to PSA. But when BGS hands out its occasional pristine and occasional black label, you're all like, hey, that's good. So that is why BGS matters. And we continue to see some really shocking record prices on black labels. So if you got a card that looks like it could grade black label, you got to give it a shot. What did they find that they didn't like on this card? It looks so freaking clean, dude. That is such a nice card. And they said not only is this card not black label, it's not even pristine. It's 9.5. All right, whatever they say. Whatever they want. We are documenting these so that we can show later how they regrade. Because I think BGS... I wish that they had handed out a Gem 10 similar to CGC so that we didn't have to have a 9.5. You know, that's the problem. Like, who wants a 9.5? 9.5 looks like a lower grade. Okay, Jack Woodworth is jumping into the Scyther. You got it, man. Jack Woodworth. Cool, man. Yeah, that's a highly desirable card. It looks exactly like the Jungle version. but obviously it doesn't cost $2,000, $3,000, whatever it goes for these days. So, Mr. Jack, you have a card, Jack? I don't know if he has a... Does he have a card? Jack Woodworth. Jonathan, Jim, Wilson, Travis, Tone, Hunter, James, Seva. Help me out. If you don't have a card... Here he is. He does. Haha. Perfect. It's a lot. This wasn't an issue in the past when there was only a couple cards to keep track of. Now everyone's got one. So many to check through. Okay, so that says 1. So that is 1 person in the Scyther break. Now, one of the problems with these breaks is you need a reason to host them, because you might as well just put this in the you might as well just put that into the Poke Shuffles. That's one of the biggest problems with it. Could have just put in the Poke Shuffle. Now we've got Eddie Morales, ship my bag. Hey, what's up, Eddie? He wants some bag shipping. You got it, man. Let's try and find your bag. Okay, what's this? Let's place this in here. Oh, I forgot about this. Here's a break we're running too. This is a Metazoo first edition Kickstarter break. Forgot about that. We're always running that. And I think these are meant to be sent off to grade. Oh, right, because I accidentally opened a box of one of these sets, and so nobody wanted it, and so I said, okay, it'll be for me. And then I opened it, and it was actually a good box. I was like, where are these coming from? So much stuff just kind of builds up on the table, you know? Okay, grab this, toss it over here. And here is the Eddie Morales bag. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's get it all ready to go. I got to do 30 memberships to Costco, then refund them all for pallet at MSRP. Damn, dude. That's pretty crazy that they did that, huh? What do you guys think of that? Sam's Club had like, or Costco had like a limit on how many of a Pokemon product you could buy at a time. And they were like having a limit 2 per member. And actually, I think this was Sam's Club where this problem occurred, right? So this was at Sam's Club, two per member. So a really, really sort of like, what's the right word I'm looking? Persistent, really persistent dude went in there and got like 30 memberships so he could buy a whole pallet of the new Pokemon Prismatic set that was a Sam's Club exclusive. And you could see them carrying out like a pallet of that stuff, smiling. And I'm sure he then canceled the memberships afterwards or something, right? Because he didn't want to pay that. Mister, I take the second gym break. The second gym break. Sounds good. You're taking the second spot in the gym break. Sounds good. All right, Mr. Eddie Morales, I've got your address right here. Says I don't have your email, by the way. That's interesting. Maybe we never established that. All right, let's see. Oops. All right. Buy the Magikarp. Which, because I just sent for the Scyther, says NHCC. So the Scyther might already be done. I apologize, but it might already be done. If you're if you're looking to get into another break, though, the Magikarp does seem to be moving pretty fast. But his odds are much tougher. It's 1 in 8. It's really more like 2 in 8 because there's a star card to pull as well. Okay. They got to play rock, paper, scissors now. There we go. Good. I'm surprised people didn't try to steal off the pallet. Yeah. Anything to make some Poke money. Man. They're like, hey, this is what people want, so we want it. It's like trying to buy gold or something. It's the new gold rush. They're staking their claim. We're going to get rich. How much money could they have possibly made from that? Maybe a couple thousand, but it's like, that's not enough. You have to be, if you really want to make money, you have to basically become a card shop. And if you do that, if you're committed to that, you might make a good living. Maybe. If you're good at it and you don't make terrible mistakes and pile up a bunch of stuff you don't need, you might and the market does well rather than bad. And you buy in at the right time, you might do well. But yeah, I mean, if you're just some regular person buying up some stuff at Sam's Club and then flipping it on eBay, it's like, congratulations, you made like $1,000 one time. Here's NHCC Scyther Gym Break. All right, he's joining. I'm sorry, but you gotta be faster than that. He has jumped in here, just like he said. I gotta find another crazy pull. I think I'll start chasing Goldie Roger. Oh, very good. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Let's see, NHCC. You've got a card, right? Where is it? Did I pass it? Maybe I already passed it. By the way, if you ever don't like your score, in the breaks, just have me cancel your scorecard, okay? So anyone can cancel their scorecard and start over. It's got the old school badges on it. So it does. There you go. And now begins a game of Pokemon. Good luck, you guys. All right. Get 200 members. I got 30 memberships. The Gym Break, huh? J-I-M, Gym. It's funny as hell. If you're watching this show today and you're brand new, take a minute and smash that subscribe button. We'd love to have you subscribed. YouTube will let you know when I go live next time. So if you haven't done that yet, take a minute and get that done. Here's the tree. Oh, that's a very good pull, Mr. NHCC. You can beat it, especially if you pull a trainer. Nope, you're going to pull Togekiss. Sorry, man. Round number 1 goes to Jack. Round number 2. Oh, that's the Ditto. Ditto can't lose. Ditto can only win. Oh, it's a tie. Squovet versus Ditto. They're both 60 HP. Ditto can turn into Squovet, but that doesn't do anything. All right, so that's a tie. Oh, no, he's got Serena. Serena still loses to Skeledirge or a trainer card. Oh, my gosh, he totally swept, dude. He wasn't even close. All right, it goes to Jack Woodworth. Congratulations, Jack. Okay, now remember, guys, you can donate cards to this deck to change the way the game feels. You can add a new strongest Pokemon. For example, the strongest Pokemon is Skeledirge. There's 2 of them in here. Let's see. Here they are. There's 2 Skeledirges in here, which means he actually could have gotten lucky and beat that other card, but he didn't pull Skeledirge. And you can add a Pokemon that has more than 340 HP, so that's the new strongest Pokemon. There we go. Okay, we're going to update this. Jack Woodworth, he is 5-3 in the breaks. Dang, dude. Okay, and you are still a little bit ahead, actually. It says you're 4 out of 5, Mr. NHCC. Okay, 4 out of 5. That is what a gym break looks like. It's just sort of a goofy extra thing you could do. We don't even have to host these, honestly. I think people like seeing them sometimes. All right. Jack Woodworth. Good afternoon, Mr. Hey, it's Mr. J. Oliver. Hello, J. Oliver. How are things going for you? All right, let's see what we got here. So I got a couple of these lappers for 300, huh? Why did I take that down? Did I decide I wanted to keep it? Ooh. Here's a nice double-sided Kuromi. Beautiful. All right. So we got lovely Kuromi. And again, this one's double-sided, grading pristine. Good. Beautiful. How nice. Too bad you can't see the full price. All right. We have an order from Ivan Rodriguez. He would like in the Scyther Gym Break as well. So that is a little too late. And so that one's already passed. Let's see what else. Could do a Bowser break. Could do a Koro break. We haven't done one of those, I think. Let's see what we can offer for Koro real fast. Koro. interesting ones. Let's do a Hitmonlee. He's cool, right? Hitmonlee's cool. Now, it says in the past I was asking 100 for this guy. Let's lower it. We're going to lower it for the break, okay? Just to make it fun. I don't really care. It's not a big deal to me. He hasn't sold yet. Of course, I haven't really advertised him much either. I think he was up on the table like one time. But let's lower this. We're going to change him to $37, okay? Because that's what 2 people missed out on the previous break. So here's a nice Koro Hitmonlee. And we'll make him 37. And if you want, we can transfer you into this one. He was supposed to be $100. Okay. I'll take the Caravana slab. The Carvana slab. You got it. Okay, Ivan Rodriguez. You have $2 left. Okay. Ta-da. He is from Power Keepers from 2007. That's a vintage card. Not bad. You have $2 left over for whatever you want. Okay. We're hitting refresh over here. Hey, it's Mr. Askew. How's it going, man? Nathan Gordon says, Gengar, MB, Magikarp, Scyther. Oh, so you missed the Scyther. Can I interest you in the Hitmonlee? Let's get Gengar, Master Ball, and Magikarp. that Magikarp's going to go off, guys. Nathan Gordon. When's the Magikarp happening? Maybe right now. Because it's quite close. So when something's this close to going off, it's highly likely to go off. So there's only 2 spots left in Magikarp now, guys. Yeah, when that happens, when it's 2 spots away, and it's a decent card, it doesn't need any help, could go off right now. Now, you also said, give me to that Master Ball Gengar. That's a smart one. You know, I really like that Gengar. I really think he is going to go up in price. So jumping into a break on a card that is likely going to go up in price over time, it's not a bad idea. All right. That will be back here. Oops. I dropped my scissors on myself. The little bags are sticking to each other. All right. We're looking for the G bag. Ah, there it is. I think I'll send an extra few bucks for a spot on the Espeon. Okay, we can do that too. So, let's get that Espeon prepped. Nathan Gordon. There it is. All good breaks, by the way. These are all high-quality Pokemon. There it is. So he's taking a shot in multiple sets. He's in the Magikarp. He's in the Gengar. And now he's in the Espeon. Yeah, that Espeon's only going to go up. He's a really good one. I mean, you're not allowed to say that when it comes to, like, stuff like this because it's too speculative. But assuming the whole market goes up over time, how could this guy not go up? So assuming Pokemon doesn't crash, like if Pokemon crashes, yeah, Espeon might go down and get cheaper. But if all the Pokemon cards go up in price, Espeon's definitely going up in price. Great card, you know. That's up to 5 out of 26. There is some momentum behind Espeon. We're at 5 out of 26. All right, and I haven't even made a breaks of the week video yet. There we go. There we go. All right, we just need 2 more people for that Magikarp break. And while you guys are thinking a little bit about that, let's get some more stuff priced. What do we have back here? I would send for a spot on a Magikarp, but I don't know. If you feel like you're hesitating, probably just don't do it. I don't want you to feel bad afterwards, okay? So I only want you in there if you feel comfortable with it. By the way, did you guys see this? You guys might have missed this. We priced this in the nighttime stream. This is a collection of PSA 10 Zelda slabs. We got Zelda, we got Ganondorf, we got Rito's Harp, we've got Tingle, and we've got Link. And it is at an incredibly low price of $200 for all 5 slabs. That is, you're looking at $40 a slab. I mean, it's almost a joke. Well, you know what? I almost feel like that is too low. It's a complete set. I should list this on eBay because I feel like, yeah, $200 is really cheap. We offered this last night and it didn't sell. Man, I'm looking at it. Why would PSA 10s go for as low as 40? I feel like 1 or 2, like these 3 right here, I feel like these could easily be 50. These two here, yeah, maybe 40. That one might be 30, in fact. So 40, 30. But these three here should be like 50. Why would these not be 50 a piece? Easily. If these were 50 each, that'd be 150. That would be 190. And then if that was 30, that would make it 220. It should be 220. It shouldn't be 200. 200 is too cheap. It's too cheap. It's so clearly too cheap. Yeah, $50 per slab for the main characters. Tingle's a little bit cheaper, and the harp is very cheap. But you want the harp in it, okay? You want to spend the 30 bucks on the harp because it completes the set, okay? You don't want to skip that part. We're going to reprice it to $220. I talked myself out of the low price. It was too low. It's just too low. I'd rather hold them. I'd rather hold them or list them up on eBay for like $260. Okay, you ready? So $220. Someone should have snatched this last night because I wasn't thinking straight. There it is. It's still a really good price, by the way. I mean, it's hardly changed. But that's one that'll probably loom in your mind a little bit. They're clamoring to get in. How do I get in? Cash App? Okay, thank you, Entity. The description has instructions and menus. Yeah, here, let's see it. Let's see. I'm going to say menu. Oops. Menu in description. Okay, and then I'm going to pin this message. We're meeting so many new people in vertical mode. It's crazy. We are. So here we have, click to refresh. We have to refresh, actually. There you go. Let's hit refresh. The clambering. There we go. So we have Mr. NHCC. He says, get me into that Magikarp. All right. There's just one spot left on Magikarp, guys, so be careful. It's probably already sold. Be careful. If it is already sold, you can ask to get into a different break. Oops. That brings us up to a total of 7. You should do that every stream. You're probably right. Nathan Gordon, here's the $3 difference for the Espeon and one whole box of Rocket, the Red Rocket. Let me inquire about Team Rocket Korean real fast. Here we are. Team Rocket. All good to go. Let's go get it. Korean Rocket, one of the best products. It is the best. All right. Ta-da! Let me just stack these up. Stacking them up. Now, what do we have here? Ha-ha. Ha-ha. Very good. You ready? Okay. Oops. All right. How does the case break work? So you're referring to the 151 Surprise Gengar Pikachu case. It's a Chinese case. Everyone spends 200, and then everyone gets one booster box. That's how it works. We don't open them until the whole case is sold. There's a very good reason for that. It's because usually with Pokemon cards, a case contains like 1, maybe 2 big hits. And by buying into a case break, you're guaranteeing that you get a shot at that hit. Does that make sense? Because let's say we just have an open case of cards. You don't really know what's been opened yet. Somebody else might have already pulled the best pull out of that case, and you just don't know it because you weren't here to watch it. So, you know, people who watch every stream have a little advantage. But if you don't have time for that, a case break is much better for you, because now you can buy a box out of a fresh case knowing that no hits have been pulled yet. So that's great. It's fantastic. And with that Gengar being so expensive, it's a very tempting proposition. Very tempting. All right, so here we are. I don't know how to feel about that Gengar Pikachu yet. So, all right, Nathan Gordon with the box of Rocket. We sold 4 of these last night, 4 boxes of the Team Rocket. It's just such a popular product. Go. Can you explain how breaks work again? Okay, so a break is hosted using custom booster packs. When you buy a break spot, we write your name on an energy card because we want to shuffle the names up later. So that's why we create the list of who bought a pack out of energy cards, because we want to shuffle those names up. Then when it's time, I pull out the custom booster packs and load up the hit into the custom booster packs. And each custom booster pack comes with like a Pokemon card, but it's not a very good Pokemon card. It's just like a common Pokemon card. So every pack comes with a guaranteed Pokemon card. That's what you're buying for 40 bucks. But one of the packs has this Magikarp in it. You hope to be the guy who pulls them. Costs $40 to buy one of these booster packs. So $40, 1 in 8 odds for this Magikarp. If you miss, then you spend $40 on a simple plain card. Also, this little star symbolizes there's an additional pull in the break. And it's called a star card, where we take your name and move you over to a different break. So if you pulled a star card, it's not over for you yet. You're moved over to a different break now. So in other words, this Magikarp could have been a 1 in 7 break with no star in it, but I decided to add a spot because we are just always going to do that. Every break will have a star in it from now on, and that star will feed into the slowest break to make sure that a break does not get stuck. This keeps it fun for everybody, because you know, if you join a break, you don't have to be afraid that it will never go off. They will always all go off. Here we are. What we got? Oh, Ratata. Very nice. Hey, what's up, Russ? How's it going? Tell us about the Waifu Shuffles. The Waifu Shuffles are a $20 randomly pulled card out of a box of cards. We shuffle before we pull your randomly pulled card. That's why it's called a Waifu Shuffle. What you can pull out of that box is a card that says, hey, you get this really nice slab. So if you pull that card, we'll go get the slab for you. And so that's why it's called a Waifu Shuffle, because the randomly pulled slab will be a waifu card. And so for $20, you can pull a nice waifu slab. Now here's a problem. Many of the cards are nothing more than a plain card worth 1 penny. And so it's essentially just like any of these breaks, except you get to know the outcome instantly. And there's a whole lot of different slabs of different varieties that you have a chance to pull, instead of knowing exactly what you're going to pull. Like in here, you know you're only going to pull Magikarp. Very popular product. It costs $20. You can lose $20 very fast opening up Waifu Shuffles. So be aware what you're getting yourself into. Never spend more than you're willing to lose, because it is an RNG product. And you might not like what you pull. You might get a common card and be like, darn. So be aware of what you're pulling. And just remember, it's for fun. It's for entertainment. If you ever really wanted that card, you could just go to the internet and go buy it. You don't have to try, to pull it out of an RNG product. You can just go buy it. So I always tell people all those things. We are. All right. Just do it for fun. If you miss, and you probably will miss, don't let it eat at you too much. And again, never spend more than you're willing to lose. We are. All right, so that is for Nathan Gordon, 1 whole box of Rocket. You got this stinky guy, but you also did get the Houndoom. I almost called him Houndour. You also got the Weezing, which looks really cool, so I like that. I'll buy some Thursday. I might want to add to my BGS pile. Nathan Gordon. All right, Nathan with an N. You're going to go into a box. That's right, you've got a box, but it's a very full box. What do I do now? The box is too full, so I know what I'm going to do. We're going to move these Weiss Magical Girl packs off to the side. And then we're going to actually bring this box forward. And we're going to start moving bags into this box. Nathan Gordon. Nathan Gordon. Nathan Gordon. Nathan Gordon. So now this white box is filled. Here we are. Very nice. We're going to grab this bag and put these in here, like this. And then we're going to stack this on top of the white box. How clever. All right. Nathan Gordon. You have a double box now, essentially. That's what that was. I sent a Discord message regarding a slab. I can't hit cold shuffles. It's against my religion. It's against your religion. There we are. That would be nice if you could only hit hot ones. Is this still available? The Tyranitar, I believe he's sold. I think he's sold. Tyranitar. Yeah, somebody bought a nice cheap one off the table. I think it was that one. What's this? Ooh, look at that Elekid. This Elekid's fun. He's made out of clay. He's one of those, Yukimori's. Yukimori is the artist on this card. Got a nice tag 10 on it. Very clean looking card. You can see it's got like virtually no flaws. Yukimori. Ooh, I'm filling up white boxes. Gosh. Yeah, I was going to say I fill up my wife's white box. I didn't want to be too inappropriate, you know. We had the same thoughts. Okay, so Elekid. There it is. 60 months member with TCC. Wow, that's 5 years, everybody. That's what I was saying earlier when that one guy made that disparaging comment. I was like, well, we have a pretty cool thing going on. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We have a great thing going on. One guy said that we fell off, and it's like, I won't disagree that I've got lots of strong competitors and all that, but I think we've stuck around, actually. Still going strong all these years later. That's how I feel about it. I feel like we've been doing very good. It is. Because people don't know how challenging and difficult YouTube can be. It's a real competition. It's a real competition. There's no safety net. You can fail. There it is. All right. Very good. You're a year older than me, old man. We got cookies here. I like the perks and emojis. She scopes all the Pokemon. Wisey, it gotta be white. No love for the other boxes, huh? Wisey. I think he meant wise, it gotta be white. White. Where the white girls at? There goes. All right. I don't know. Aaron Rodriguez, 4 ghouls of the past. Woo! Let's grab you some ghouls. There they are. He said you're cooked, but the collection says you're opposite. Yeah, what did he say? I can't remember. He said I fell off. This guy's cooked or something like that. I can't remember. But I feel like we're doing really well. I showed that we got 640,000 views in the last month. Last 28 days, actually. Last night's stream, we got 21 subscribers in last night's stream. 21. That's not bad, considering that was the second stream of the day. I think the first stream was like 9 subscribers. All right. You can't fall off. You can't afford to restock anything. Why do some Beckett slabs have the exact scores and some just the overall score? He's talking about these little things. What are they called again? The subgrades? You're talking about the subgrades. Well, because when it grades pristine 10, they automatically give it the pre-grades, and then they upcharge me. We are? All right. I would prefer no subgrades at all. Eddie. Sneep. Doobie-doobie-doo. Okay. Haters gonna hate. Something like that. All right. He doesn't run a YouTube channel. He doesn't know how tough it is. It's tough, man. It is a lot of effort. You have to have a lot of passion. You know, I like to say this about YouTube. It's not always about how well you're doing versus other people. Sometimes it's just how well you're doing against yourself. Because YouTubers all kind of die to burnout. You know, that's your biggest opponent. You think it's other YouTubers, but it's actually burnout. Who runs out of energy first? And I watched this on my other channel too. It was burnout. I had this really close opponent on my other channel, and they gave up. They gave up. They were doing really well. They were growing a little faster than me. They copied my formula, by the way, almost to a T. And then they just gave up, started playing a different video game. That was it for them. I was like, all right. Their views fell off really heavily right afterwards. But so that's the funny thing. You never need to think of it as a competition with another, because it's not down to, you know, oh, this guy's got this many views or whatever. It's just, how long do they want to run a YouTube channel? That's the real question. That's the hard thing to do. It's easy to compete with each other and be like, okay, put out this video, put out that video. We're going to get this next one going. How long do you want to do this? How much energy do you want to expend? How tight of a schedule do you want? How long do you want that to last? When do you want to retire? When do you want to semi-retire? Those are the real questions. And so we've just been going strong this whole time. Doctor told me multiple times to slow down, and I was like, sure. Edward Cornelio, Pokey Shuffle. All right. He says, do you like my hollows? I like your hollows. You got good ones, man. All right, here goes. You ready? Okay. What do we got? It's down to whoever can persevere the longest. Oh, Edward, you just get so lucky on this channel for some reason. You're getting really lucky over and over. You got the Articuno. Nice, dude. Let's go grab that Articuno. Where is it? Look at you, man. Did he order just one? He ordered just one. Crazy. Is this it? Is this it? This is it. All right, lovely, man. They got to clock me out when I'm dead. It's like on YouTube, there are things that motivate you to make YouTube. Getting love, getting attention, drama, the social fun of it. There's many dopamine rewards. But when those rewards wear out, boy, is it hard to work on something. When those emotions wear out, it's like having to wake up and paint another picture, but you're tired of painting. Or waking up and writing another big hit single, but you're tired of music. How do you do that? How do you keep going at that point? Very difficult. So, you know, YouTubers, you're right that in the sense that they compete with each other, but in the long run, it's really themselves they're competing against, because it's like you burn out at some point. Everyone does. It's impossible to do it forever for some. For most. Let's see. We've been going very strong for a long time. Because before this, we had multiple years of the Game Economist. Does that ever sink in? So we're on 6 finished years of the Card Economist, and I think the Game Economist was 2 to 3 years. So I've almost been a YouTuber for 10 years now. And we're still going, man. Look at that. Beautiful. Doesn't that look nice when you take it out of the sleeve? Crazy, man. That's good stuff. All right, that's all yours. Those tag slabs look clean. I think they are the best looking slab, actually. I think they look better than even CGC. Used to be that CGC was the best looking slab. Used to be. I think we can easily say tag is the best looking at this point. Okay. Very good. Where's my music? Hey, play on this. PSA for life. PSA is not bad either. I like PSA. Nothing wrong with PSA. Okay, so now we got Mr. NHCC. He would like an Azure Lane and 2 ghosts. So Azure Lane, which is over here. 2 ghosts. Ow, my arm, dude. Still got a screwed up arm. Flipping that around. Okay. Grab another box. Ghosts from the Past selling real fast right now. There we are. I'm just curious if I should try to restock it at all. Looks like we would be able to do a restock on it. Let me try this out real fast. You ready? And what do we charge on these? This would be the extended menu, right? Goes in the past at 7. So it's saying I should consider raising it to 9. We'll keep it at 7 for the moment, and I'll think about whether we sell out and not restock them or whether we do restock them. Let's sneak it. Goes from the past. It's getting pretty old, actually. This came out, is that right? 2020 it came out. Wow. This came out in 2020, everybody. I just remembered it sold really, really, really well. And so what I did is I just kept it on the menu the whole time, and all this time later, it still sells really, really well. So weird. It's like this product that always sells. I wish I could get more Yu-Gi-Oh product that worked that way, but Yu-Gi-Oh's this thing I don't understand very well. Sneep. And snoop. There we go. This is for you, Mr. NHCC. What we got? This girl, Team Spirit, and all right, no ghost rares though this time. No ghost rares. There we go. Yeah, we'll keep it at the $7 for now. Ooh, very nice. Lots of hollows. Who doesn't love lots of hollows? Oh man, my arm is really hurting here. Yu-Gi-Oh, if it ain't shiny, trash it. Yeah, it kind of feels that way, doesn't it? It definitely kind of feels that way with this particular set. The hollows in this set really don't go for anything. Okay, I know some people that would spend $2,000 on certain Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Wow, that's cool, man. Yeah, I like it when a card set gets expensive like that. It just, you know, kind of tells me that there's some prestigiousness to owning it. You know, like you get it and you're like, wow, that's nice. This guy's cool, man. He's cool as hell. Okay, let's get a rotate on these. Here's Cobra. He's got to come down. That's the Heartbreak, 8 out of 19. That is the Rainbow Charizard break. Cool card. Geodude. Ah, the Gym Challenge break. This could take a while. It really depends on how you guys feel about it. But just remember, PSA 10 Gym Challenge Sabrina's Gengar band artwork. It's a $3.4 thousand card. So I've analyzed this. This pack is underpriced. It's not where it should be. It should actually cost more. It should cost more than that. That's why we're offering it. Here's Meowth. Very nice. Let's see what else we got over here. What we got? We got a new friend, PSA 10. That's cool. It's a cool card. And what do we got? What else we got? We've got Centiscorch. Ooh, Centiscorch. Let's move this over here. Place the Centiscorch on the side, and we're gonna take a picture now. Someone copped the last Magikarp spot. Yeah, you know, it looks like the Magikarp isn't completed. He's just real close. This will be under all slabs September. There we go. Oops, come on now. Aiden, what's up, Aiden? How's it going, man? So, what do we got now? What do we got going on? We have a Mr. Zach order for 2 of the waifu shuffles. Mr. Zach. Let's see what we got. Wow, that's Mario. And here is, what's this trip necessary? 2 waifus. Fold this over here. Carp is edging. Carp about to bust. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. Aha, Siri 10. That says C on it, which means it's a chase. What could that be? Siri? Is that big signature from the one set, like this one? Ah, is it? Oh, look at that. Not bad. All right, pretty cool, man. Congratulations. Okay. Cool. Boy, this one was stuck in here a long time. All yours, Mr. Zach. Mr. Zach. Nice, dude. Tossing that over there. Okay. And now we've got, click, Brian Davis, shipping of my bag. It's just a small bag. It's been a while. Okay. Brian Davis. He says it's been a while. Let's, come on, dude. You guys want to see something cool? Look at this old bag. You see this old bag? This has been marinating like wine in a wine cellar. Look, it says Schnucks on it. You know where this Schnucks bag came from? From the condo 6 years ago. We used to have a Schnucks grocery store. I've talked about Schnucks before. Schnucks, a German family in Missouri who runs a grocery chain, a big one. That's an old Schnucks bag because this is a little box of cards that basically I put into storage to be graded many years later. And I'm starting to look into that now. And I don't even know entirely what went into these boxes, but presumably some old stuff. So you flip it around like this, and let's take a quick look. So we got some hollows here. Looks like a long time ago, I put hollows into a box and said, what do these do 10 years from now? And so I'm tempted to start looking through them a little while later now. That Rayquaza's cool, huh? Oops. That box, this, along with a lot of other product, has been doing that for 6 years in a basement holding area. So this is, it was so dusty when I pulled it out, but I grabbed this one. I got quite a bit more to look at. This is all stuff from the past. Wow, can I get the energy card? The energy is pretty interesting, isn't it? But these are all from the past. Like, what is that? I don't know what set that is. That's Tag Team. Porygon, Ekans, Tentacruel, Mareep, Zangoose, Jolteon. That looked like it was from Hidden Fates. Muck, War Turtle. Wow. These are all from a real long time ago. Look at that Squirtle. And now I have the pleasure of grading them. Of course, I could allow them to marinate further. What do you guys think? So if I don't touch these for another 3 years, they get 10 years old. Good idea, bad idea? You think the six year time period's long enough? We are at a kind of a height with the Pokemon cards. I brought up a whole case of these. Back then, this was valueless. Back then. But I had a funny feeling to save it. I had a funny feeling. Nowadays, you got like, every pack comes with like, what, 3 hollows? So the times have changed. But these cards in here are from a different era. They're from Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon, the rares were, the hollows were treated a little different. You didn't get as many. Okay, so Brian Davis, let's go find your bag. That was a different time period entirely. Not like today. Today, I think if you open up some hollows, you would have to hold those a really long time before they got valuable because there's so many of them. But Sun and Moon, that's not the case. The Sun and Moon era hollows are not bad, especially if they can grade 10. I would bet any 10 from that time period going to instantly be worth like $100. Depending on the Pokemon. Okay, Brian, we got your little bag here. I can use a $2 credit. Here we are. Sent for the fish. The fish is done, everybody. The fish is done. Brian Davis, I got your bag. Ready to ship you out. You want some free cards, Brian? I'm going to get Brian some free booby cards. Here you go. All right. Very nice. Those are for free. Before you complete my $80 shipping, I need to send you a list of what slabs to keep there and not to ship out. That's fine. We can do that. That makes sense. You have a lot of stuff anyways. I don't think it was all going to ship out at 40. Because, assuming we were going to try and ship the bags, I don't know if it all would have fit. Brian Davis. Okay, Brian, we have your address saved. How heavy is this? It's a pretty light bag. Let's reduce the weight. An eye to the sun, an eye to the moon, love letter, death threats written in the tomb. What? 8,008. Thanks. tag will love them. Yeah, any of those holographic cards grading 10 and a tag holder would look really cool. Okay, we're going to hit print postage again. Stamps is encountering an error. What are you talking about? Oh my god, dude. All right, let's see. Very nice. Very good. All right. Tossing this over here. Now, what do we have after that? We have Mr. Graham Dean. He says, hello, TCC. One Gengar spot, 5 Crown Zenith. Oh, Crown Zenith, you say? Yeah, Crown Zenith, you'll notice, is back on the menu. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Let me see if I can get a little more of that Crown Zenith before we get that started. Basically, what happened was I discovered Crown Zenith had a reprint, and so I became very interested. Let's see. Very interested in a quick restock on those. So crazy. It already feels like their price is already jumping. Did that Magikarp go off? Did that Magikarp go off? Not yet, but I've been told that somebody has bought the last spot. Okay, so we've got that figured out. And what if we did this? And we did this as well. I know I'm being a little quiet. All right. So I'm going to hit this button here, and I'm going to go get his 5 packs of Crown Zenith. I'll be right back, everybody. All right, there we go. Ow. There we go. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This box is kind of full. Also, let me take a look at one more thing. All right, we're going to hit save on that. Good. Mr. Graham, let's get it. So snip number 1, snip number 2, and snip number 3. So 5 Crown Zenith and a 1 Gengar spot. Now, when you say Gengar spot, you are referring to Master Ball Gengar, right? I think he is, because we've seen that card take on some spots. Here's a Stoutland. Crown Zenith is awesome, man. It's a really good set. Here's, oops, Wailmer. It's Wailmer. Luxio. It's Luxio. Whoa, somebody just bought a bunch of display cases. Here's Electivire. Ooh. That's very lovely. And Corphish. So you got 1 Electivire out of that round. Kind of tough, I guess. It's always a gamble, isn't it? Got a couple hollows, too. These are those older yellow border hollows. They're a bit older now. These will be 2 years old now. There's that Zamazenta. Good. Okay. So that's for our friend, Mr. Graham. Where am I going to run into you? Ugh. You didn't ship yesterday, did you? I think you shipped yesterday, didn't you? Did he ship? I swear he did. I did buy into Carp, says 6. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, she's already in here. Yeah, I remember. 6 bought earlier. You're all toast. You've got no shot. Might as well just give up and give her the card right now. You got no shot at it. Crown Zenith reprint. A little while ago, some time ago, there had been a Crown Zenith reprint, and no one talked about it. And so it got a little bit cheaper. The prices have already lifted. They've already jumped. There it is. So those reprints don't do too much work, do they? Here's Noctowl. Oops. Here's another really cool break if you guys are wanting in on a break. It's the Bowser Poker Break, and it's $40 for a chance for 2 slabs. You actually get both of these. So if you happen to pull it, you get this really cool Mario and this really cool Bowser, and they're both from 2015, and they're both graded 10. Pretty cool. So there's currently 3 spots in there filled. Pop this back in here. I lost the title of break. The title of break. Wish they would just go in here. Please fit. There it goes. All right. Boop. Very nice. Now, let's get him that spot in the Gengar. Okay. Haha. No, wait a second. Goes into a bag. Haha. How many people in here now? Total of 4? Okay, we got a total of 4 people in that Gengar now. Gengar clicks up to 4. Not bad. Cool. Edward says, give me a Pokey Shuffle. Interested in trading hollows? I got the Articuno. I think what you're trying to ask is if I'm interested in the Articuno. Is that what you mean? Here's 1, 2, 3. And boop. 1 Executor. That's a 1 cold Pokey Shuffle. That's for Edward. Mr. Edward, that was a cold Pokey Shuffle. Thanks for waiting for that. And now we've got Mr. Oscar Resendez. He says, finish the fish. I should have credit. Now, you ordered that 14 minutes ago. Let me just make sure no one else grabbed it before you. I think you're the only order in the queue, in fact. So I don't think anyone did. So let's go grab that store credit. Woke up to the text being released between the shooter and his lover. It is. Let's see, Mr. Oscar. Aha. Yeah, you know, man, the Tyler guy makes me think of a lot of guys I met in the computer science department who are maybe kind of like a type of super sensitive type of person. You know, he comes off as maybe a little autistic almost. Like, I don't understand the reasoning behind his attack? Like, did he think he was going to kill this guy and get away with it? So when a shooter goes into a place and kills a bunch of people and then themselves, that makes sense to me. It's a suicide. That's what it is. But man, when you go and you think you're just going to take a guy down and then sneak away real easy back into your like apartment down the road, man, you're living in a fantasy or something. So I read those texts too, and the way he was so flippant about it was what stood out to me. It almost seemed like he didn't really understand what he was getting himself into, like he didn't really think it through. Like, hey, what if you just lived your life and didn't get yourself thrown into the death penalty? Or like his belief he was going to do it and no one was going to figure it out. It's like, dude, it's 2025. Of course they're going to find you. You can't escape it. We got social media. We got super forensic science. We got radars. So hard to avoid it now, So I didn't understand how somebody can feel that way without being a little, maybe like delusional, living in a fantasy. That Lapras, very nice. Somebody's going to pull him. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, very nice. He thought he was going to turn into his persona. He probably thought he was going to be hailed as a hero. I think that he felt like it's this thing that had to be done. And that's the sort of, that's what people talk about when they talk about worrying about radicalization or something. There's an element that says, well, the Republicans are evil and they have to be put down or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's just, that's too far, it's too far. You gotta accept your opponent has a different point of view about the world, and that has to be okay because that's what it's about. That's what being in a democracy is all about. You get your perspective, he gets his perspective, and nobody shoots each other. Okay, so we got that. We got the star card. Now we need 8 of these. But yeah, when I saw those texts, the feeling I got was that this was a delusional kid. Real young, real stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Real young, real stupid. Not in touch with reality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those messages seem scripted. They didn't seem scripted to me at all. They seemed like a very sensitive guy who says a lot. That's what I was saying. He sounds like a guy with autism. There we go. That's how it came off to me. I immediately sensed that, actually. I noticed a lot of people say, that's what, it's almost like people are alluding that that's what the FBI would have wanted or something. It's like, doesn't seem strange to me. Yes. All right. There's so much conspiracy and denial over what happened. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's get started. Ready? I wasn't sure on lag. I see my Facebook friends fighting with it all day. Yeah. There's people on the Republican Party getting all crazy. Republicans should do nothing. They shouldn't overreact. They shouldn't call for violence. They shouldn't call for civil war. They should do nothing. What they should do is have a good ceremony for Charlie Kirk, and they should say, we don't stand for violence, and we don't agree with our opponent if they do stand for violence. And that's all Republicans have to do. They don't have to do anything else. That's all they have to do. And then as for Democrats, they should look to reform the Democrat Party. They should look for elements in their party that are too radical and be like, look, you just can't kill people. Like, it made me think of Antifa. That's what it really made me think of. All right, give me a number. That's all they have to do is nothing. Republicans should do nothing, and Democrats should look to reform their party a little bit. The worst thing we can do is overreact. The goal isn't to overreact. 3, do nothing and what? Wait till someone else gets assassinated. 1, 2, 3. We are. Well, maybe use bulletproof glass so that you don't get assassinated. But yeah, I think that Republicans want revenge. I think they want to sort of like do something that overreaches and oversteps what the Constitution allows, what America is all about. Basically, think of it like this. You can think of it like the party is a victim of a crime. And because somebody has performed a crime on you, you shouldn't yourself turn into a criminal. And I think that's the way I see it. Don't be tempted by civil war. don't be radicalized. Don't be tempted by civil war. Understand that you have a political opponent who has a different point of view than you, but you're supposed to get along with them. And that's the beauty of American democracy. And this guy violated that beautiful thing. And you don't want to throw the whole thing away because he broke, you know, this. And he's clearly an idiot. He's so young. And you could tell by the way he talks, he's not very, you know, again, I think he's like one of these people who's maybe a little loose in the head. And, but the Democrat Party should also make a good faith gesture to reduce that sort of rhetoric and the sort of feeling like, oh, if you don't get violent with the Republicans, it's the end for you. They're going to like, you know, they're going to force you to be straight or something like that. You know, that's no good either. All right, give me a number. All right. Do nothing and wait. Wait till someone gets assassinated. That's possibly loot. There was no civil war going to happen. He was just the fall guy. Charlie was taken out by the higher-ups. He was loose in the head, but that's the type of people they like as fall guy. You ready? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there we go. Very nice. I think Republicans should not allow themselves to be talked into be taking it too far or seeking horrible revenge or like just doing something un-American, you know. Ready? Here goes. All right, somebody's getting a Magikarp. Let's see who's getting it. Could it be Andrew Martin on the first pack? All right, very good. Andrew Martin. That is your Magikarp. Cool. But before you get too excited, let's finish this up because remember, these have to line up with each other. There have to be 7 left over here and 7 left over here. So don't celebrate yet. Hold your breath. I say that because I make mistakes. Here's NHCC. Right away, the star card pops out. So that's NHCC with the star. Congratulations on that. That means you didn't lose 40 bucks yet. Here's Tammy Lowe. Sorry, Tammy. Here's TRG. Sorry, Mr. TRG. But he's going to pull this older Lapras. All right. Team Rocket Grunt walking away with the bonus card. So you guys notice I put a little bonus card in it this time. Do you guys like that? I might try to do that from now on. Just a little bonus card here and there. Makes the break a little more filling. A little more to chew on. Team Rocket Grunt. Okay. What do you think about the whole Diddy Booty Club? I did not pay super close attention to P. Diddy. So I don't know all the details. I definitely can't comment on that very strongly. He was clearly a hedonist. Seems like there was pretty bad debauchery going on. There's 6. Debauchery and hedonism itself is not a crime. But if he did something illegal, that is a crime. But I don't know what he would have done or how badly he should be punished for it. Here's Mike's side. I heard he did actually get in trouble, right? So he is in trouble for trafficking in prostitution or something like that. That's a serious crime, and he's going to get a punishment for it. But I hear some of the other accusations did not land on him. Arguments like the R word and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. He must have had a good lawyer, and who knows what truly happened. I wasn't there. I don't know. It's just his word versus their word, and that gets very tricky, you know? And I like to believe we live in a country where you have to prove that someone's guilty. I think that's a good idea. So if they can't prove he's guilty, that's unfortunate for them. But for the sake of the country, it's better that we're that way. If you are going to be found guilty and punished, they have to find you guilty with real evidence, not with just hearsay. Because, you know, the danger of hearsay is, what if somebody just doesn't like you? And they just say, he did this thing, and you're like, seems like he would have done it, so he did. That's very dangerous. You don't want to go down that road. So if they couldn't find him guilty, he probably didn't have enough evidence against him. That's my bet. And he might have done it, and he might just be getting away with it. But for the sake of for the sake of innocent people, the system has to be designed that way, you know, it just has to be. All right, let me put this back up here. It's got to be that way. Probably very annoying. Kind of like O.J. Simpson, too, you know. O.J. Simpson, they didn't feel like they had enough evidence. Did he kill his wife? He probably did. The justice system is not a perfect system. There just wasn't enough evidence to prove that he did it. It's very, very dissatisfying. Very dissatisfying. But think of all the innocent men who didn't go to jail because our system requires strong evidence to put you into jail. Try to focus on that. All right. We are. Let's see. I mean, the sense of the whole ritual and spiritual war going on. I'm not really into like spiritual wars and stuff like that. I don't really focus in that area. I like law. I like finances, but I don't do the whole spirit stuff too much myself. I don't think too hard in that direction. Some sketchy have signals going on. Diddy would GHB people and then make them do crazy stuff and record it all. Then he had them trapped. I've heard of that. Again, I don't know. He's been accused of that. I don't know how they could prove it. He's probably going to argue something like, well, hey, they were there. What were they doing at my party? Doing these things with me intentionally. They liked it or something like that. He's going to argue like, oh, I didn't make them drink alcohol and take Ambien. They wanted to take Ambien. So he's going to argue something like that. And again, like, how do you put someone in jail at that point? Because it becomes hearsay. And they didn't report it until much later, et cetera, et cetera. It becomes very tricky. And he seems to have gotten away fairly unscathed from my understanding. Maybe it's like a big conspiracy, like maybe the judge liked him, maybe he got paid off. I don't know any of that stuff. I wouldn't know. I guess no one would know for sure. So it's a very frustrating outcome for some people who are watching this situation and they wanted a strong judgment on him. But I personally don't know much about the guy. I don't listen to his music. And okay, so we need to put NHCC in the star card break. That's going to be Cloud. Let's see, Mr. Cloud. He's up to 5. Now he's going to be up to 6. This Cloud is one of the most collectible Final Fantasy cards out there. One of the top cards. He comes from basically the base set of Final Fantasy Opus, which is Square Enix's card set. They have their own card set. It's called Opus 1, or Opus, and this is from the very first box of it, the very first series. And so this is like base set Charizard, for those who don't really understand what I'm saying. This is base set Charizard. You're in there now. You might pull this, and if you do and you don't want it, just list it on eBay. It'll sell for hundreds. Sell it on eBay. So even if you get in there and you don't want it, just list it on eBay. You'll be good. Okay, now Andrew walks away with the Magikarp. Good on you, Mr. Andrew. That's what makes the break so special, is the ability to walk away with the big pull like this one. There it is. I didn't put those beds in the basketball court. Ambien. I don't know. I was just using words. You missed the unsatisfying quick ending to the cart break. No Sky Daddy. I agree, mister. All these people from both sides think God fights on their side, which is a problem. I experienced that growing up, where all the people I knew thought God was like talking to them, talking through them, and then very conveniently, the thing that they wanted also happened to be the thing that God wanted. So it's like, hey, God says you should give me all your money. And it's like, is he saying that or are you saying that? So when it comes to religion and law, I try to, focus in the arena of being very common sense, very sort of like rational. I don't get very spiritual when we talk about law. We just talk about law for law's sake. All right, you ready? They can be a little separate in my mind. Reed Luigi had top charges dropped. I heard he had the terrorism charges dropped, but he is still guilty of the murder, which can get him in just as much trouble. And so that guy's going to get in a lot of trouble, I suspect. Here's Bulbasaur. He killed a guy in cold blood, and it was a CEO of a corporation that does healthcare insurance, which pisses everybody off. But it's like, that doesn't mean now you can go execute him. And so I think Luigi's going to have the book thrown at him. I really do. I do, because it's the powerful. It's the rich and the powerful, and they see one of their own get shot, and they're not going to stand for that. They won't allow that. No way. That guy, he's either going to be put to death or jail for life with no chance of getting out. He's in a lot of trouble. And all he had to do, he was from a rich family. All he had to do, live life. And he could get politically active. He could get in the political system and say, we're fighting to improve healthcare for everybody. And he could spend 30 years working on healthcare political activism. Instead, he shoots a guy in the back of the head, throws his own life away, does zero political activism, except for one brief moment in history that will quickly be forgotten because people forget very fast. And it was very stupid of him. It was very immature and stupid. Kind of like this Tyler guy. It did not have the desired effect. You did not get what you want. You will not get what you want, and you will go to jail or you will be put to death. And it's very sad. I feel sad for the CEO's family. I feel sad for Luigi that he was so confused that he thought that would be a good idea. It's stupid of him. Just stupid. He could be an activist who argues for a different healthcare system for 30 years, and he could have used his family's wealth to give him the influence and attention he needs to pull that off. Instead, he just became a murderer, killed a guy in cold blood. Omar says 3 Lost Origin. You ready? And by the way, I've thought about it all. I don't like the healthcare system. I think it's kind of a ripoff. It's incentivized to not give people healthcare. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. That doesn't mean I think you should murder the CEO of a healthcare company, healthcare insurance company. So 3 Lost Origin won't make the stream. I watch. Open them back, please. Lost Origin. 3 Lost Origin. Do I sell those? Hold on, let me see. I don't think I sell Lost Origin anymore, right? I don't sell Lost Origin. So Mr. Omar, maybe he meant to order something else. Excuse me. Maybe he meant to order something else, but I don't sell Lost Origin. Here it is. Okay, they won't let him slide. Yeah, I don't think they'll let him slide. Okay. So Omar Batui. There you go, $33. So we got this right here for you. And actually, it would be nice to start another break right away, wouldn't it? Here's also an order for Ivan Rodriguez. He says, I want the Raishio with $2 credit. Ivan Rodriguez, Raishiu. Could you help me find that one? Raishiu, huh? Like a $24 card, is that right? $24 card. That's 70. Oops. Oh, Raichu. You meant Raichu. So silly. It is Raichu. All right, we got just $2 store credit. Perfect. I was like, I thought it was a Japanese name, and it was going to be one of these Weiss cards. You're buying Raichu. Gets me every time. Lost Origin. I'm driving. Yeah. It was a Japanese name, guys. Raishiu, not Raichu. There we go. I thought he was trying to buy a Weiss slab. It's really funny, actually. All right. Good. Okay, so we have no orders in the queue. We have gotten 2 hours completed for the daytime stream. What kind of slabs we got right here? Let me toss this guy over in this pile real fast. We've got this beautiful Hello Kitty 10 for $50. Here's a 3.5 Vulpix no rarity. How about this Venus flytrap? Ooh, so it says that was $380 at one point. What's that now? Yeah, the healthcare companies, the problem with them is they have an incentive, a profit incentive, to make sure that you pay a premium, that is, you pay for insurance, but that they don't pay you when you need it. They say, do you really need that scan for cancer? You know, you don't need it. You're too young. We don't want to pay for that. And then, oh, it turns out that pain in your tummy, that was cancer. And they didn't want to scan it because they didn't want to lose profits. So, you know, it almost doesn't make sense. It's a bad system. And young people like us, millennials, Gen Z, the boomers are becoming smaller numbers each year. They're getting old and they're leaving. And so it's our turn, and we can come in and vote for a new system, maybe a one payer system, like the government provides insurance for everybody, and there is no other insurance. Maybe we could get away with get rid of insurance altogether. So like we just ban insurance and say people have to pay for their health care, period. And everyone pays for their own health care. And there is no insurance anymore. So we could come up with another system. That's up to us. It's our turn to work on that kind of stuff. And so you should get politically active and join a local group that wants to try and change healthcare if you believe the healthcare insurance is a bad thing. Actually, here, let's make an argument for healthcare insurance. Pretend you're making an argument on behalf of the healthcare insurance companies. Explain to me why healthcare insurance companies that are privately for profit are the best system of insurance rather than, let's say, the government being the single provider of insurance. All right, let's see what it has to say. Competition drives innovation and quality. In a private system, there's multiple insurance companies that fight with each other for customers. That competition pushes companies to design better insurance plans with better benefits and investment into digital tools, as well as improving customer service. If the government was the sole provider, there would be no incentive to innovate. You would get a lot of bureaucracy, and it would have outdated processes. Choice and customization for consumers. Private insurers allow people to pick from a wide variety of different kinds of plans, which means you can choose a really high-cost insurance plan where you believe you might have a need for it, or a really low-cost insurance plan where you believe you're going to stay healthy longer. A single government system would get rid of all that and use a one-size-fits-all system, eliminating consumer choice and tailoring. Efficiency through market discipline. For-profit insurance has a built-in reason to control their costs, because if they overspend, there will be no profit. This keeps their system disciplined and lean, whereas the government tends to lack these systems and waste funds when they provide a service like a private market would have. Wow, it actually has a couple decent arguments, I guess. But, you know, we've been running private insurance for so long, and it doesn't seem to be that great. Everyone complains about it. I mean, I would be open-minded to trying a one system, a one-payer system. But this is the problem, you know, to test that out, we'd have to put those other companies out of business all of a sudden. And it would be so damaging to knock all those jobs out. And then at the same time, you know, if we decided we didn't like a one-payer system, you'd have to try and open them all back up. So it's very interesting. Maybe like a system like having Obamacare alongside all of the public systems, maybe that is the solution. Maybe having a public option along with private options is the best system. Who knows? But so that's a conversation to have, you know, because the whole idea of the insurance is the wealthy are not the wealthy, the healthy are subsidizing the sick. That's what's really going on. The healthy are subsidizing the sick. All right, and that's very expensive to do. And we can't figure out how to get it cheaper. So, you know, actually, that's something that I've said in the past. I've said that maybe the problem isn't insurance at all. Maybe the bigger problem is that we're all very sick and that, you know, the healthcare itself is very expensive. So imagine like you have a heart issue and you need like a surgery, and it only costs like $1,000 because the healthcare is so cheap. No one would give a crap about the insurance at that point. Who cares? The insurance premiums would be tiny. And so it's not just an insurance problem, but it's actually an overall cost problem of the healthcare itself. And so how do we get healthcare to be cheaper? Doctors aren't cheap. Nurses aren't cheap. The equipment's not cheap. The medicine's not cheap. The research isn't cheap. And they all want to make a profit. They all want to get rich. So how do you fix that itself? Because if the healthcare was cheap, I promise you the insurance would be cheap at that point. It's really a factor of the cost of the healthcare itself. It's a major part of the problem. So I'm saying even if the government was the single provider of insurance, it would still have to be pretty expensive because the deeper problem is that healthcare is expensive. You can have ChatGPT read it to you. Nah. Mister, any updates on the TCC slabs? I'm so sorry. I have no updates on that at the moment. I'm really behind, actually. I was supposed to do a BGS submission this weekend, and I didn't get it done. I went to Dallas, but we're going to get it done this weekdays. Sorry, 380 missed a 0. Got an hour left at work, then home for some beer. Yep, I rewound. All right, guys. Well, there are no more orders in the queue. We have been live for a little over 2 hours. I feel like we had a nice daytime stream. Let's wrap it up here at 6:45. It'll surprise you. It has human sounds. Yes, I have heard it before. So tonight, I don't think there's anything new coming to the table other than slabs that need to be priced for the first time. So we need to find slabs to price unusual ones and get more of these pictures taken and show you what we got for sale and start a new break because Magikarp finished. And so we need a new break now, okay? So we're going to find a new break. All right? Robert says, thanks for the entertainment. Well, thanks for being here, Robert. I really enjoy your company, guys. And I'll see you tonight for the late night stream. I forgot, you do not sell Lost Origin. Open for OP6. That's for Omar Batui for OP6. You got it. OP6 English. Do I have that near me? What is this? That's OP9. Oh, bummer. I think I have to go get a box of it. I was just about to hit that off button. Oh, no, here it is. Nice. Okay. So he said for these 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Mr. Omar, we got you. Catch everybody later. Break the Mimikyu Gengar. The Chinese Gengar Mimikyu. That's a cool one, right? It's in Chinese language, but those cards have been doing well overall. So investing in Chinese language cards might be all right. It's a good thing he saw last minute. Yeah, I'll try to get it if I see it. Sometimes I don't see the message. And then it becomes an issue for the next... Oh, there you go. A little Shanks Altard. That's not so bad. I think you did well there. Okay, some hollows here. And we've got Uta. Wow, not bad at all. I think you did well. And there's a little SR. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Batui. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, healthcare, man. If we could get healthcare cheaper, no one would even talk about insurance. No one would care. You only care because the healthcare itself is unaffordable. Like, let me say this. How often do people complain about car insurance? When's the last time people said, we need the government to take over car insurance? When's the last time someone said that? Almost never. Almost never. Because most people can generally afford car insurance. So the deeper problem appears to be the cost of healthcare. That is the deeper problem. And people basically think if the government is the single provider of healthcare insurance, that it will be able to set prices on healthcare. That's what they're hoping for. Oh, your box is full. Okay, so we're gonna create a bag for you. So you got a full box and a floating bag, okay? A bag that's out here in the ether. Yeah, nobody says that we need government-sponsored car insurance. At least I've never heard anyone say that before. And that is because car insurance is very affordable. It's not a problem. Healthcare is not affordable. That's the problem. That's the deeper problem. But Mr. Luigi sure shot and killed. He sure shot and killed a healthcare CEO and solved nothing. Nothing has been solved. Healthcare didn't go away. Healthcare insurance didn't go away. And this guy's dead, and he had parents and a family too, you know. And Luigi locked himself up, threw his own life away. So that's how I feel about that subject. All right, guys, I'm hopping off. I'll see you for the late night stream, and we can talk about anything you want. I'll see you there, okay? See you later, everybody.